thought I'd do a quick video, but Raffles has other thoughts and other plans, you know. Actually, I think I have too much showing there, so I'm gonna move the camera. Oh yeah. So sorry, my skin. I'm just checking to see I don't have anything like bad or contrabandy or just anything, because my space is still so unkempt. Yeah, I thought I would speak today. Raffles, girl, what are you doing? Just go and chill. Go and sit down. We're gonna go out soon. Alright? So my skin is still looking terrible, as you can see. But it'll be back to normal soon. I've just been getting blemishes, and I think that is because I have not been sleeping properly. So if I don't sleep properly, it shows up on my face first. What can I say? Careful, because I'm trying to shut. No, come in. In. There we go. Well done. So I get a lot of messages on my other channel. It's crazy. I get so many messages and DMs. Oh, there is the other dog. And DMs from people who are, I don't know why, because the other channel's a writing channel, but I get a lot of messages from people who are struggling, which I find really fascinating. Not in a morbid, curious way, but more in a, it's interesting that they ask me what to do. And there's a serious lack of confidence going on at the moment, especially with a lot of young people. I find they don't know what they stand for, they don't know what to believe in, they don't know what they're about. This is due to several issues. Everything I say always comes down to the parents, the parent figures, the mum, the dad, the guardians, the people in that person's life who they look up to as a figure of responsibility. Because those people are the people who help you from a very young age. And, you know, from the time you're born, you have all these foundations that help, these building blocks that assist you to become the person you are as an adult, right? And if anything is missing, if you get the wrong message at the wrong time, if you get a trigger, if you get something as simple as, Raffles, I'm talking, as someone yelling at you, screaming at you, a bit of abuse is really making it a minimal thing, abuse, then that can really affect you for the rest of your life. And I only realised this when I started working with children who were in care. And these kids had had so many things happen to them in their lives that I would never be able to comprehend. Because unless you've been in that situation, you'll never know what it's like. And this girl who sent me a message, I get the feeling, she didn't really say what was going on. She just said she'd been depressed for a long time. And I said, oh, what's, you know, is it the weather? Because she said she takes a lot of comfort in my vlogs because she'd been depressed. And I was like, oh, is it the weather? And she said, no, it's not the weather. It's not got nothing to do with nature. It's more people around her. So that's a very, very layered response. And I couldn't quite figure out what it was. But I think because she contributes quite a lot to the channel, and I think she wants to come on my live streams a lot more, she was very hesitant to sit, which I get. And I think my advice to her was like, look, if there's something going on, if something has happened, before you can be around other people, you have to serve yourself first. You have to put yourself first. You have to know what you're about, because if you don't know what you're about, you stand the risk of being around anybody at any time, and you stand the risk of absorbing whatever they bring. So you don't have the strength or the presence of mind to challenge them and say, no, I don't agree with that. I have one or two friends who are lovely, but they have strange ideas about, I'm pro healthcare. I'm very pro health, and I mean, I did a biomedical sciences degree. I'm very pro people getting vaccinated against measles and tuberculosis and all that stuff, because that's why we're all healthy and the population has boomed. But I do have one or two friends who make strange comments, and I'm like, oh, what are you trying to say? But then they don't really say what they're thinking, and I get the impression that they're very, very anti, which for me is very backwards, because you've managed to gain from all these decades of the healthcare movement, and then suddenly you want to be, oh, I don't believe in this or that. And I get the good reasons for that, because I mean, for example, in Black America, people have been used as experiments, so there's a lot of distrust, especially with the pharmaceutical industry. I totally get that, and there are a lot of things that Big Pharma do I cannot stand. Okay, but my point is, you have to be able to stand up to people and give your argument, and just give it in a calm way, right? And my advice to this girl was to start a journal. Write down how you're feeling, what you're feeling, why you think you're feeling it, and how every person around you makes you feel. And the clue is, if you're about to see people, or someone is in your space and you're not, and you get tense or uncomfortable, or you go into maybe fight or flight mode, fight or flight, or you tense up, and then it's more than likely that person should not be around you. You shouldn't be around that person, and that person having that effect on you could be for several reasons, right? And what we need to do, apart from keeping journals about how we feel, because for so long people have been taught to ignore their feelings. I'm from an African background, I'm Nigerian. I still tell my mom, I only started telling my mom I love you in 2016. And then even when I say now I love you, she's like, oh, okay, bye. She puts the phone down. And that's fine. She's not used to it. We're not used to emoting or showing our real emotions or whatever. But even I am very aware now of being aware of your emotions and how the effect they're having on you and the effect other people are having on you. And once I'm not comfortable with someone or they rub me up the wrong way, I'm very quick to say bye and I'm out the door. I don't hang around for anybody. We're all getting closer to, we're all aging. I don't have the time to hang around people who don't make me feel comfortable. And we need to get comfortable with saying to people, I'm not happy with this, no matter what age we are. Start from a young age. I'm not comfortable. I started saying to people when I was younger, I'm not comfortable with this, because my mum was very relaxed. She would say to me, oh, Oyinda, here is this person, would you like, please shake his hand as a sign of respect. And I wouldn't want to. There were people whose hands I would not want to shake as a kid. But then, what would happen weeks later? I wouldn't want to shake their hand, and my mum would say, oh, Oyinda, that was quite embarrassing, why did you do that? But we were never beaten, we were just, we were always taught to trust our intuition. Do you know that this man whose hand I would not want to shake, weeks later, months later, he would be accused of something, either like proper theft, like hundreds of thousands of pounds or the equivalent in naira worth of funds. He wasn't a good person at the heart of it all. And that's why I think with children, when you're a child, you always learn to trust your intuition. But then as kids, so many children are taught to ignore it. Or the adults are talking. Oh, your mum is making you force shake that man's hand because you have to be polite. You have to do this, you have to do that. So in having to do so many things, we start to quash our emotions and quash who we really are to our detriment, because it means that by the time you get to age 15, 16, 17, you're scared to tell people what you really think. You're scared to tell your family member you're not very comfortable around that man. You're just scared, and you start to internalize your emotions and internalize what you're thinking, so you're not actually sharing it with anyone. And the problem with doing that is, as you get older, you just go along with the crowd. And the number of friends I have who just go along with the crowd, they just bob along. They don't like it, they don't like the idea, but someone could say, oh, let's go challenge someone in a supermarket because she did this or that, and you will get 25 people just following along. And we actually had an incident like that where a group of 19-year-olds, these were people who were past the age, this is when I worked in children's services, they just left children's services, and a group of them followed this idiot to go and challenge someone in a car park, and a fight happened. There was a stabbing, and about 3 of the boys, I knew who they were, and I said, but this is not who you are. I know you because I've worked with you. What the hell happened? How did you go along with this idiot? That guy's an idiot. You're following an idiot. And they said, we knew what he was doing was wrong, but we just didn't feel confident enough challenging him. I was like, there are 3 of you. And I said, no, this has to stop now. This internalizing of what you're really thinking. You need to say what you really think. You need to be more vocal, and you need to just learn to walk away from people, So that was crazy to me. And if someone, sorry, this has turned into a bit of a rant, but if someone doesn't make you feel if you're not comfortable with certain things, if you're not comfortable around certain people, if certain people are having an effect on you where you're feeling depressed, or you're always in a fight or flight response when you're around them, or you're tense, or you don't feel comfortable putting your just going to their space and relaxing in a respectful manner, of course, if you're always like that, then it's a toxic friendship, it's a toxic relationship. But if it's family members, you're around toxic people, and that's okay. I still have people in my family who are toxic, but we know how to deal with them. We know how to navigate them. We all talk about them. Well, oh yeah, she or he is on the move again, and we know how to deal with them. Don't worry about it. But what we all need to do is start journaling our emotions, writing how we feel, why we feel it, and what we're feeling. Are you feeling tense? Are you feeling relaxed? Are you feeling happy? Use a journal to as a message to yourself. So use a journal to tell yourself how you feel. If you're not comfortable speaking to someone about it, friends, family, because sometimes they're just not there, or they're not the sort of people you want to confide in, that's fine. Just learn to write things down, and it will save you worlds of pain. But that was my advice to her. Learn to write it down, and learn to believe what you're writing, because you can lie to yourself. You can use your brain. When you speak to yourself internally, when you have an internal monologue, you can lie to yourself. But when you write something down, you're writing down the truth. Yeah, it's really hard to lie to yourself when you write words down. It's really, really hard. And that's why writing is so powerful as well. Okay, so that's just what I wanted to say today. It's just something that a lot of people are struggling with at the moment, because there's a lot of chaos going on. But write down your emotions, write down how you're feeling, and write down be honest with yourself about how you're really feeling, and just write it down. But writing will never, it's really hard to lie to yourself about how you're feeling when you write it down, because you can write, I feel happy, and you look at the words and you know that's not true. So it's really hard to lie to yourself and deceive yourself, and it helps you face, I believe, all the problems head on. Alright guys, Raffles is pacing and just being something in the butt, so I'm gonna hop off now. Right, on to the next one. Bye. Raffles, why the way you are?